class, it's Nilay Temurbatti. How are you today?
We're good, teacher. How are you?
Good, thanks for asking. So today our class is writing, and as you know, you have 3 pieces of handout today, and one being the narrative tenses sheet, and the other one is actually the irregular verbs sheet, which you have to kind of memorize and learn. And the last one is actually a sample text for you to read and to get inspired from for today's writing class. So let me begin with some questions. Don't you love those questions?
Yes, we love them.
Yes, please.
Okay, so let's start again. Take turns, please. And Sevin, when was the last time you went on a memorable trip?
Let me think. Well, the last trip I went was on Paris, France, and that was a really fun one. So I think it was in 2019.
Okay, good. See, you guys are brother and sister, and I know in our pre-talk you told me that India would be one of a sort of memorable trip that you would both like to talk about.
Yeah.
So if you can sort of give your answers maybe based on that, I would really appreciate it. That would make our job easier when we are ready to write about, okay? Because then we will discuss the real thing. And so when was the India trip then? Do you remember, Sevin?
I think it was like 2016, 2017, 2018.
Okay, so a couple of years ago. Okay, great. So, Onur, where is India located? And how long does it take to get there?
It's located in Asia,
Mm-hmm.
and it takes about 14 hours to go there by plane.
Yes.
Well, it depends actually where you live on Earth.
Of course. So, so that's a good answer.
If you live in like US or Canada,
Right.
it takes 14 hours.
That takes that much. Okay. So, what time of the year was that? Do you remember?
I think it was 2017.
No, sort of what month was it?
Month? It was in summer.
Summer. Okay, great. And Sevin, then can you sort of remember if the people were and the culture of India friendly and warm?
Yes, they were very friendly and warm. A lot of people were really kind. Like for example, we took pictures with those people. Like that showed that they were warm. That like they understood that we are warm and we should show our warmness to them too.
Okay, yeah, that's nice to hear. So, what main attractions, Onur, did you guys visit? And yeah, maybe let's start with this one.
Well, the one I really liked the best was Taj Mahal, which
Okay.
is a world wonder, and I also liked Agra Fort.
Okay, Agra Fort, yes.
Those
So,
are-
what is a fort?
A fort is a place where people like take place in war, like they could attack other countries, like when they're attacked, they could defend themselves.
Okay, so it's like a
It's like a big castle.
structure building,
Yeah.
and people live there and
With
also
big walls.
defend themselves. Okay, okay. And Sevin, do you remember how you guys sort of commuted from one place to the other while you were in India for traveling purposes?
Well, we actually wanted to go with like different stuff to one place to another. Well, we went with buses. We sometimes walked because when you're in another country, walking and like this, like walking I think is a really good choice. So we walked. We went on buses. You never go with planes or anything. I'm not sure if we went on a boat to go somewhere. I don't think so.
Right.
That's how we went.
I heard in India there is this thing called TikTok, or no, what is it called? I've read somewhere. What is it? Can you guys remember the name?
Not sure. Is it social media?
Oh, tuk tuk.
Yeah,
tak.
tak tak.
Okay, yeah. Okay, now I remembered it. I think it's tak tak or something.
Yeah.
Have you guys taken that?
Yeah, we have.
Oh, okay.
It's really fun.
Was it fun?
Yeah, it was really fun.
Okay, nice to hear. So, did you make any friends, Onur?
Yes, we met a little girl there. Her name starts with an S, I think. She was very cute. She was friendly, but she didn't know much English, so we couldn't communicate that much.
Okay, okay. Can you guys remember a couple of sort of memorable moments, some memories? Yes, Sevin?
Well, one of them was Taj Mahal. I really enjoyed when we met that little girl because she was so friendly, even though we couldn't really communicate. We had corn with her.
Okay.
That was one of the memorable moments. And when we went to watch a movie, that was a really good movie.
Yeah, they have wonderful shows there.
Okay.
Like one time we went to this like really nice hotel. Like we went on a Ferris wheel, and one thing that was so cool about the Ferris wheel, it's not going on like two guys are like spinning it around, which was really fun. I did henna because it's one of their culture there.
Mm-hmm.
Then we went on camels. We went on elephants, which was something that's again a culture there.
Wow, so that's really good. Yeah, I mean, you sort of told us all your memories, but again, it's probably was such an exciting time that you kind of want to tell us all about it, which is normal. That's great. Now, yeah, so I was seeing as one was talking, the other one was taking notes. That's a good exercise. Because in our collaborative writing, which I told you before, we will sort of benefit from these answers, right? But before that, I want to sort of tell you a couple of things about what writing is like. It's different from, of course, reading, listening or speaking. It's more formal, right? So when you speak, it's more informal, and it needs planning. Actually, more planning than any other activity, and there's a process to it. So we'll try to cover some aspects today. And you know, synonyms dictionary or a English to English dictionary will always help for you guys to use different words and to enrich and enhance your vocabulary. And also today's writing class is about a freestyle, so not necessarily a university style, like academic writing. So and the other thing I wanted to mention was so there can be an introduction part, there can be some development part. What we call is actually the main part. So here you can talk about your stories, your the meat of the whole thing, right? The essence is actually here. This is where you talk about sort of everything. Then there's a conclusion part where you sort of tell us about a little summary and how it will evolve into your future. This whole experience, how it will impact your future. So you see, now in a nutshell, I've just explained to you guys, what your writing might look like before we actually try to do a topic sentence or anything like that. So, but when you guys were answering my questions, what tenses did you guys use? Did you pay attention?
We used past tense.
Past tense. Can you elaborate on it? Past tense. What types of tenses are there for past tenses?
For example, can I give an example
Yes.
on a word?
Yes.
Go, the word go, the past tense of go is went.
Went. And then the third form of the go is go, went, and then
Were?
gone,
Gone.
right? Okay, so we call that past participle. Okay, so and this is used in past perfect tenses. So there is past perfect, there is past perfect continuous, there is simple past or past simple, and then there is simple past continuous. These are sort of the technical terms for the things that you have already used today. but I want to actually go over it so that you actually know the little bit of the structure behind how you describe a past memorable event, okay? So the first one being past simple continuous. Well, actually, let's start with the past simple. So here we see the subject, right? And then simply the past simple form. Past simple form. So what we say is, I did my homework yesterday, or I went to India a couple of years ago, right? So this is simply simple past. And then there is past simple continuous, past simple continuous, and of course this form has its negative form, I did not, right? I did not.
Yes.
And the subjects can change and the other parts will change. Present, and then the question form, did comes in the beginning,
Yeah.
and then you kind of put the subject here and continue. Did he go to India last year? Yes, he did. That might be the answer. So in the back to the past simple continuous, so it's talking about things that you were doing for a while in the past. So like, I was going to India that summer. Whatever that summer was, right guys?
Yeah.
So again, I've already given you this handout. If any questions, you can ask me. The question form, the negative form, we have to pay attention to. And then there is the present perfect. This is a tense to use when things have just finished, but its implications are still sort of there, or its effects are still there. This is used especially in travel. Like, have you ever been to somewhere? Yes, I have. Or no, I haven't.
Yeah.
Okay? So it's a perfectly acceptable tense when you are referring to the past, like that. And then the other one is present perfect continuous. And for example, you are on the phone with your friend and he's asking you, hey, where are you? Well, I've been traveling Europe for the last 3 weeks. That means you started in the past and you are still continuing with it.
Yeah.
Okay? So, now that we covered simply, basically, these tenses, and I know when it comes to talking, you are doing it, but it's important to put these things in the context and in a format when there is any fill in the blanks question or any wrong or right answer questions, you can do well with these, right? That's the purpose. So, now that we've covered this part, I actually would like you to do a collaborative writing exercise with me. Let's go back to the India trip, okay? So if you were to, the reason we are doing it like this in the class is because, planning to show you what steps go into a writing piece, okay? So, so if you were to, Sevin, this question is for you first of all. If you were to write a topic thesis sentence, I mean, yes, I'm referring to sort of academic writing, but what would be your opening sentence of your write-up for India? How would you start it? What would you say?
Well, there are actually a lot of ways to start it, but if I was to maybe, once I went to India and then continue.
Or can you make it little more exciting than that? Can you make it little longer, maybe meaty, maybe, that will get readers' attention more? Onur, do you have any suggestion for that? Because this is a collaborative writing effort. Okay?
Last summer, I was starting my journey to India.
Okay, yeah, that actually already is giving me little more because you've used the word journey, right? So that's good. So again, what type of, see, when a reader is reading your writing piece, they want to know your emotions and feelings, or the feelings and emotions that are attached to that place.
Yeah.
That's why people will read writing blogs, for example, travel blogs. They are very famous. So because those people not only share their pictures and just the facts of that place, but also what emotions that place sort of make them have, or arouse in them, sort of thing. Okay, so how can we start our, again, the first, I am just sort of brainstorming here. So one of a kind place. You've just sort of defined that place.
Yeah.
One of a kind, right? So what you meant is it's unique. India, you can put this, for example, in, after comma. So India was one of, actually not one of, I guess was the most memorable trip I have ever had. For example, can you start like this, you think, to your write-up?
Yeah.
Yeah. Why do you think it works?
Because you're starting with excitement.
Exactly. You are actually saying to them, hey, I've got so much good things to tell you about India, right? So I am not going to continue. I am going to let you guys now, with all the notes you have taken so far, and as you know, I've given you a sample text reading on again, somebody's going to Singapore, another exotic and nice place I've heard. Make actually your connections, okay, and I will give you 15 minutes, whether at home or in the class, to write, and you will be graded on, again, the transitions, how sort of exciting the write-up was, grammar, vocabulary, as always. So again, guys, thank you for joining for today's class. I really enjoyed it.
You're
I
welcome.
hope you did too.
Yeah, we enjoyed it a lot.
was
Okay,
really
so
fun.
we'll see you in the next class.
Bye.
Bye.